Inspired and tired, that's the gist of our podcast. Inspired, but we're tired. Should we create or should we take a nap?
Create.
Nap. We should definitely nap.
Chase, we're doing the show.
That's right. Of course we're doing the show. Yeah, no, that's what I said. Yeah. Inspired and Tired with your hosts, Chase and London.
Hello. You're listening to Inspired and Tired with your hosts, Chase and London. I'm Chase.
I am London, and I can't wait for this episode. We just finished the book Big Magic, and today we have a very special guest here to inspire us all.
You're making it seem like it's the author of Big Magic.
I wrote Big Magic. I'm glad you liked my book.
We have stand-up comedian Jetski Johnson.
Oh, wow. Thank you for having me.
London and I are drinking margaritas. Coffee over here, maybe a sip or two of a margarita. It is 11 or 12 on a Tuesday, so we're getting frisky.
I might have a little, I have water too.
You got
a
water,
bit of everything going on today.
Could we just start right up top, you plugging shows you have coming up, your Instagram, just plug away everything.
When does this come out?
Thursday.
Oh, perfect. Okay.
Next Thursday.
Spokane, Washington.
Oh, I'm so sorry.
A week from Thursday.
Even better.
Okay.
Spokane, Washington, October 26th.
Wait, I'm going to be in Washington the 29th. Will
At
we
the
be there?
Spokane Comedy Club?
No, Seattle.
Oh.
Will we be there at the same time?
No, I'm going just for that one night.
One night.
One
In
night
and
only.
out. Okay.
One night only.
Spokane, Washington.
One night only.
Please come out to that show. And then also November 4th, I'm going to be in Phoenix, Arizona. My first time headlining back there. That's where I'm from. So please come out to that show.
What venue?
It's a venue with ASU. And all the links are on my Instagram or my website, jetskijohnson.com.
And the Instagram is at Jetski Johnson.
Mm-hmm. I got the handle.
There you go. And you also, you probably know her from Kill Tony and Bad Friends, and you're just killing it in life, in comedy. And this is a creativity podcast, and we talk all about how, what do we talk about?
We talk about how people can be creative, stay creative, and
live
pursue
a
creative life.
and career. Yeah.
I love just you're drinking coffee that you made yourself, like hearing the origin story. Now, you were a barista.
She made it herself.
I didn't make it.
Oh, she didn't.
A barista.
She knows how to make coffee.
I knew how to make it.
It's a good skill. So was this job as a barista early on? Or how did you get started going down this creative
we want to
path?
just start from the beginning, hear your story, how you've made it to where you are today.
16 years old, Coffee Cabana, Phoenix, Arizona.
Hey.
Wow, that was your high school gig.
Yeah. I don't know if you guys were like me, but it was hard to find a job. I think
We didn't have jobs in high school.
I was a nanny.
Oh, yeah, you were
was-
a nanny. I was too. I babysat. You're right.
yeah, I couldn't do that.
Okay, too much pressure.
Too many responsibilities.
Yeah,
Definitely.
I'm like a wild child.
Yeah.
And coffee shop's kind of perfect. Coffee shop's kind of like comedy world where it's just like a team of misfits. It's like people of all ages.
Although I don't see very many 16-year-olds at my coffee shops working.
Yeah, this one went out of business. It doesn't exist anymore. I remember working the drive-thru. I'd be there alone at 16.
Oh my
with the
gosh.
headset, and I would just have the headset on, and there was a couch with the TV. I'd watch TV, and the Pizza Hut was in the same strip mall, and we had this deal where I'd make them a ice cream coffee shake, and they'd give me a free pizza. So I'd just be eating pizza
Behind them.
and then if a car came through, I could just hear them on the headset.
So you'd have to take the order and make the order and get the payment.
Yeah, but business was so slow, and they were
triple threat.
co-owners, and one of the owner would just come in every shift and just take money out of the register and go drink sake bombs next door.
That's fun.
I mean,
They're like us.
Yeah.
Get the marks.
but it's
going.
no longer with us, that coffee shop. Back then, did you know you wanted to go into comedy or have any aspiration of...
I really just wanted to go into coffee, but I had to do comedy to pay for.
Well, when did you start trumpet playing?
When I was 10.
So that seems like did you, because we were dancing really young, and I remember being like, I want to be in a ballet company. Like comedy wasn't the thing yet. Were you ever like, I want to be playing music at the Hollywood Bowl?
Yeah, I had a similar experience. I wanted to be in an orchestra that played music for movies, and then I wanted to like write the music, and then I wanted to be the director. Like I kept just kind of dreaming bigger, and then I went into film school.
Where?
At Scottsdale Community College, Fighting Artichokes.
And they're the artichokes, the fighting artichokes.
So
Yeah.
funny.
Before we get into that, what were your parents like? Were they artists? Were they supportive of this, or were they more like, let's get a real job here?
So it's funny because my mom's always been extremely supportive.
So funny.
Taking me to like, well, funny because my mom was very like business oriented, but my dad's a drummer. And very creative, and I think I get a lot of my creativity from him, but he was the one who was
Hesitant.
maybe she get a real job.
I feel like that's what I'm going to be with my kids.
Yeah.
Going into the arts, being like, just
It's a little rough.
take
Maybe,
a second.
But that's why I went and did coffee work, because they call them disposable jobs. If you get a job that you know you can leave at any time,
Yeah.
it's kind of, it can support your dream
Yep.
until you don't need it anymore.
Did you
That's-
choose to play trumpet, or was your like mom or dad like, you should choose an instrument and go?
It was actually my third choice. Yeah, it's funny you ask
What
that.
were the first two?
Yeah.
For saxophone, but there were too many saxophones in the band.
Okay.
And then trombone, but my arms weren't long enough.
No.
Okay.
So they're like, you
Was
should do
this like,
trumpet.
oh wait, this was 10, so it was an elementary school band?
Wow.
We both did band in middle school.
Yep. I played percussion.
Oh, nice.
It was very fun.
I was third chair clarinet.
Woo woo.
We got a band right
We
here.
definitely do.
But I stopped after middle school. I didn't keep going.
Yeah.
So impressive that you've been playing since you were 10 and we're writing music, and the goal was to get into music.
It all comes together, though. I've seen it with your, like, dancing and musical comedy. Like, it all, you kind of find a way to, if you can
Incorporate
keep
it.
writing all the tracks, creative tracks you're on.
That's so true. And London's a crochet artist.
Oh, wow. My
Yeah.
mom does crochet.
She
I love
does?
it. Yeah.
And how do you incorporate percussion into that?
You know, percussion, unfortunately.
There's probably a rhythm to it.
I one time crocheted the Jonas Brothers band. Yes.
Oh, when it was the Jonas Storm in New
Yes,
York?
there was a
Yeah.
big storm Jonas in New York City, and I went out in the snow and hung up like 2D crochet pictures of, the Jonas.
That's awesome.
And there's a drummer in that band. But
There is.
None of them play. Oh, yeah, Nick plays the drums.
Okay.
Okay, good job.
Crochet is all about patterns, though, right?
I do all freeform crochet, so no patterns really that I follow. But what does your mom like to make?
Well, like, she'll do blankets or scarves, or like she did these pumpkins last year for Halloween, and
So cute.
she was just messing around with it.
So your mom's creative too.
Yeah.
Very creative. Like, always did watercolors and like recreational arts.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
what, because we just finished the book Big Magic, and a huge takeaway from that was Elizabeth Gilbert saying, like, it should just feel like a hobby. It should be fun.
You can have those side jobs.
You should
as
never
you
put the
pursue.
pressure on your creativity to make the money. And I feel like you innately, organically did that by getting into coffee.
Yeah,
Getting
funny
your coffee job.
You say that because then when you start making money, you're like thinking about the money. And then I remember my best friend Janelle, who's an artist. We talked because I was getting so much like on the business side of things, because I felt like I was kind of becoming a business in a way.
Yeah,
And
totally.
she's like, you have to check in with your art. And
Yep.
I really like the way she said that, because it's like,
Because you start feeling pressure, like, oh wait, now that I'm getting paid, it has to be good, and let me like, and there has to be a deadline, and it has to, I don't know, it
It
becomes
takes
a
out the
job.
fun a little bit.
yeah.
And the Big Magic book we just finished was saying, like, don't put that pressure on your art. But how do you not, if it is your job?
Yeah. It's hard. It's the balance. But like,
Yeah.
where did it go then? So you were playing the trumpet.
You're at ASU.
Yep.
No,
and
I'm
I didn't-
sorry, community college,
Yeah.
go Artichokes.
So I actually went to Northern Arizona University first.
Oh, and
Okay.
Flagstaff.
Lumberjacks.
And then Lumberjacks.
So I went there for 1 year. I had a full ride scholarship on trumpet
Amazing.
playing.
Oh,
And then
full ride scholarship in dance.
oh, hell yeah.
NYU, go Violets.
Shout out Violets. And dropped out, though.
And then you went to
Why did
community
you
college.
decide to drop out?
Yeah, that's a big move.
Yeah.
I mean, bold.
Well, I mean, long story short, drugs. But yeah.
Cocaine.
A lot of
you say in
cocaine. It's all pretty much true. It's like, we were just reading about all these famous trumpet players, and they all did so many drugs. So I was like, I want to play like that. And I also,
I'm going to
Again,
pause
you're
you.
tapping into
You're
everything
tapping into big magic.
We talked about in big magic, because so many people feel like to be an artist, you need to live that life of substances
Like
and
this
drama. And
One woman, she gives the example of her role models were like Jimi Hendrix, who like, am I saying the right one? Mm-hmm. Where like,
am I saying that right? Is it
Hendrix?
wait, is that right? Jimi Hendrix?
Yes.
I think it's Jamal.
Well, he did a lot of drugs, and she was like, that's my role model, so I'm going to do a lot of drugs, because apparently that's how you get great. And so a lot of artists associate drugs with great art.
Yeah.
And you want to just be like your role models, so you'll do the drugs. I didn't know there were the drugs.
Peer pressure.
I didn't know there were trumpet players using drugs.
Oh, yeah, like jazz musicians.
Had no
And
idea.
Well,
I thought they were straight laced.
So
Like in the
smooth,
devil's
so
lettuce.
straight.
What's the devil's lettuce?
Yeah.
marijuana.
Oh.
Oh.
I gotta
you a
start
cop?
using that.
You never heard that before?
No.
Devil's lettuce. I love it.
Well, I'd be a good undercover cop,
Yeah.
right? Because I'd just be like, "What's that?" And then
Hello,
gotcha.
fellow teens.
Yeah.
Devil's lettuce.
I knew what it was the whole time.
Okay, so lots of devil's lettuce going on.
Reefer.
Heard of that one.
Okay.
Okay. Okay, so got into the drugs, and
Did you stop
Dropped out.
playing trumpet at that same time because you were no longer going to school for it?
Stopped for a little bit, but I ended up working in a smoke shop. Again, another job. The only job I was like,
Disposable job.
yeah,
Yep.
easy to get job. And ended up just becoming like a total stoner. But even through that, I ended up joining a band with my fellow coworker stoners.
oh,
And were you in California then? Because legalized marijuana? No.
No,
they
but
had it in.
at the smoke shop, the owner gave us like the first year you could get marijuana cards. He just like hired a doctor to come to the shop and give us all marijuana cards.
Wow, so at this point, you're like 20 years old.
19.
And it's music. Your whole thing is like, I'm starting a
My
band.
whole thing, to be honest, was weed. And
Okay, your whole thing is
it was like my whole identity.
Uh-huh.
I would wear like Seedless as a clothing brand. I wanted everyone to know I smoked weed. It was like I just like attached to it.
It was your identity.
It's really embarrassing.
When we talked to Sarah Shank, she was talking about how like weed was her thing, but then she was like, I'm gonna make a career out of weed.
Yeah, but you know her. I mean, I know her as a comedian first.
Yeah.
And she's like pursuing something. Like when I'm talking about myself, I just mean like I wasn't writing. I was just like, all I was doing was just fucking around.
Yeah.
And so it's kind of like, I
So
had to get my
trumpet
act
fell to
straight.
the wayside.
But then we joined this blues band. It was so fun because we weren't 21, so we could play these clubs, but we had to like wait outside until we could go in.
Was it cover songs? Or you were writing your own
It's
songs?
all original.
Wow.
We're called Monster Couch.
Is there? Can we pull up Monster Couch? I'm sure
Oh
you've
my
got
God.
YouTube vids, yeah?
No, there might be something on SoundCloud.
Okay. And is it copyright? Can we give it a play?
Oh, there's SoundCloud, Monster Couch.
I think it would be okay.
Oh my gosh, I'm so excited.
Was the name inspired from the couch you sat on at the coffee shop?
Rolling on over me would, I
Ooh.
think.
Oh, I'm so excited.
Me too.
We were very young.
I'm so excited.
I'm listening for the trumpet.
I'm like, am I on this one? Yeah, I think I am.
Okay.
It was a fun time of life, but we didn't do like anything.
But you
get
would
high
play.
and play music.
How often
they're
were you
singing.
playing?
Oh yeah,
I mean, this is beautiful.
guitar, 2 singers, and trumpet.
Wow.
Wow, interesting. No drum, no piano.
I don't think
Guitar.
the trumpet.
We're waiting for the
You're
trumpet.
waiting for the trumpet.
Can you pause it really quick? Can you type in "running from a bee"? This
Is this bringing you back?
Yeah, but I like this song better.
Okay. I thought that was
Me too.
beautiful.
From Monster Couch.
From Monster Couch.
Running from a Beast?
Yeah, I'm like, is that the song? Dude, it's like a whole nother lifetime.
You know, I was in a girl band around that same time. That was started by JC Chazé from NSYNC.
I feel like it was under my old SoundCloud.
Way to name drop.
I know.
We might
Well,
have to
it
cut
seems
this
like a whole other lifetime
Yeah,
ago.
it does. Well, Monster Couch.
I don't know. It was under my old SoundCloud, but I think it was like Jessie J or something. I went through. Did you guys go through like identity crisis?
Oh my gosh. I was hippie Trina for a while.
I wanted to be Chase Elaine,
Very classy.
my middle name, and we just found out it's a porn
Oh,
star.
it is, isn't it?
Yeah. There's a famous porn star.
Nah, it's gonna
No,
be
not
so
there.
hard. It's one of those like deep finds.
All right. So if you're listening, go look for Running from the Beast. Is that
Or
right?
running from a beast.
Running from a Beast.
That's not me.
So how often were you guys playing in the clubs?
We probably did like 10 shows of that. So it was like, it was like the only thing. I think I was like craving some kind of outlet because I wasn't doing anything. I was just working at this smoke shop, and my main like way of getting self-esteem was selling bongs and like hitting high sales, and so it's just not my
The
path.
corporate life.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It wasn't like the path I think I was supposed to be on.
Yeah.
No, it wasn't. Because
Yeah.
look where you are now.
Yeah.
But, or maybe it was the path you were supposed
To
to,
get
be
to
on.
where
'cause
you
it
are
did
now.
get you
Yeah.
here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was just like not the best part. I like where I am.
But
now.
I
Yeah.
like hearing this because it's kind of like you were pretty lost. Like you
Oh,
didn't
yeah.
know. And it's like everyone can like get to somewhere else. Like you don't, sorry, I've got here.
Right. What you get started in creatively or with the people you're at that time isn't necessarily where you're going to end
can
up.
yeah,
always
it
change
always
Yeah.
stitch.
leads you, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Where did this lead you?
Well, I started taking these like I don't even know what they were. They were like these over-the-counter kratom pills, and they like fucked me up bad.
Cranium?
Kratom,
Oh.
but they're like it's like you remember Spice,
No.
which is like a synthetic.
We don't know.
Tell us more.
Okay, so Spice was like a way they could sell weed without selling weed. It was like molecularly very similar to marijuana, but it was like herbs that they just sprayed a chemical on, and
Okay.
kids would smoke it, and it was really bad for you, but you could sell it legally. And so kratom pills were like that for OxyContin.
Okay.
Oh, not good.
No.
Yeah, and it's
okay.
kind of had a resurgence lately,
Uh-oh.
especially in Austin. These like kratom, like drinks,
my
but they're really
gosh.
highly addictive. And so I think it was that mixed with all the smoking, and I was learning about hash oils, which I'll just tell you.
Yeah, tell us.
Yeah,
We don't know.
yeah, we won't know.
Hash oils, or you
Did
found
Running
it.
From a Beast, yeah.
That's awesame. But yeah, those were like you'd
Can
use
we-
a torch.
Can
to
we
smoke it.
underscore it as she's telling us about hash?
Hash isn't like it's not necessarily bad. Like I know people who smoke now, but for me, mixed with everything I was doing with no creative outlet and just dropping out of a full ride scholarship, I just kind of hit this rock bottom.
What? And can I ask, were your parents involved at all at this point? Were they
Yeah.
trying to get you?
They were really supportive. Like they were like,
Oh.
we just want you to go to school. Like
Yeah.
wherever you want to go, we'll help you. So I got, because I was paying through college myself with the scholarship. So I kind of felt like, well, I could do anything I want.
because
Yeah.
it was your money.
Yeah. So then they were like, we'll pay. So they paid for my film school.
Okay.
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 And they're
that
like,
is very
just,
supportive.
Just do whatever you want, but do something.
yeah.
Yeah.
And how did you decide to do film?
Well, I think just with the music and wanting to I just wanted to create in some capacity, and I think I knew it was entertainment, and I knew it was comedy because I did sketch comedy in high school. It's like a lot, but
While you were, yeah. Okay.
yeah,
love that.
I was like writing both tracks, but I just didn't have the confidence to be like, I want to be a stand-up comedian.
Yeah.
So I was like doing everything around the world until I
Yeah.
got there.
Did we finish the story about the hash?
Hash is just like an oil where you put like with the torch. You ever see people with the torch?
But what was there something else you were going to say about it? Or we
that.
It's just simply educational.
Yeah, and I think the stuff
educational
the
story.
stuff I was smoking in 2008 in Arizona was like it just became like something people are talking about. Nowadays, it's like marketed and packaged, and so that stuff I think people were just like making it in their oven.
Yeah,
so it was like I don't know if I was smoking the right stuff.
My experience with hash is in New York when I lived there during college. Some guy came up to like my friends and I on the street and was like, "Do you want to buy some hash?" and took out this huge square of hash from behind his ear. And we were like, "No!"
Behind his ear like a magician?
It was like a magic trick. He's like, "Would you like some hash?" No, so we didn't try it then. But yeah, that's my knowledge.
Yeah, it's strong.
Yeah.
But it mixed with everything. I was just looking for an escape, and I think my escape would have been like comedy and where I am
right.
now,
Well, another lesson from our book, Big Magic, was...
Beautiful song, by the way.
Yeah, this is lovely. I don't hear the trumpet.
Me neither.
Oh, is that it?
There it is. Oh. How fantastic.
Oh my gosh, this is beautiful.
We just recorded it in our apartment.
Wow.
I'm so mesmerized.
Me too.
It was a fun time of life, even though it was like mixed with some bad feelings too.
Yeah.
Well, what I was going to say with Big Magic is she was saying that like, I'm so sorry. I've been drinking and I don't remember what I was saying. Hold on.
Oh my gosh.
Hold on.
It's like the time you got your
gotta
blood
try
drawn.
this.
Yeah, I was woozy. Okay. What was I saying?
I don't know.
Okay, it'll come back to me.
But-
Oh, I remember.
Okay.
That
Woo!
these
Tequila.
are strong.
We're gonna bring out the hash next. Can we get that bong out here?
That basically a lot of people resort to drugs to escape, but creativity is another way you can escape.
Totally.
And like it's harder to do that because you have to like tap into things and like feel, but it is yet another way to escape. It's just like escaping with drugs.
Yeah.
So continue.
Yeah, when you went then into school for film.
I want to get high with the O'Donnell sisters.
Oh my gosh. When you went into film school then, were you still using substances and going through school in that way, or did it help you?
Is this the same song?
Oh no, that's Pat Reagan. That's so funny. This is my SoundCloud. Yeah, shout out. It bled over a little bit for sure, but it was really like going to school. It was like getting out of that like dark time was good because I was like motivated, and then I rejoined a sketch comedy group. So this is my second group I joined, and we had a stand-up comedian open for every show, so that's where I met a stand-up comedian on the local scene and talked to him, and I said, "How did you get started?" And he's like, "I run a mic, come do my mic." So I did his mic, and then I met other stand-ups, and that's, people always ask, how do you get started? It's like, just go do it and network and make friends and
like
you'll
just
find
go
out where
to
to
the open mics.
And how was that first open mic?
Oh
though?
yeah,
Like,
how was
what
the first
was it like?
open mic?
It was so awesome. So I started in Arizona at this dive bar attached to a hockey rink behind a Walmart.
Oh
It was,
my
like,
gosh.
the perfect, and the whole wall behind the bar was a glass window to the hockey rink.
Very cool.
Just like wood paneling everywhere.
They have shows in in LA. When I was starting, like I did shows in laundry rooms. I'm sure you've done those.
I've seen Chase perform at a CrossFit.
Yeah,
Well, that's Don't Tell Comedy.
Okay,
Yeah.
well,
I don't just go to a CrossFit.
all right. I know you aren't there working out and saying, "Attention."
I mean, it is a nightmare. People were just doing their laundry, and no one's listening.
That's my least favorite type of comedy, when you're like, or at a restaurant.
Oh man, nobody wants to hear it.
No,
Yeah.
you're just interrupting their dinner.
But at the bar with the hockey rink, people were there to see the show, right?
Sometimes. So,
Oh,
okay.
okay.
I kind of contradicting myself because a lot of times we'd sell it out, and there'd be an audience. But sometimes it would be like regionals. So the hockey parents would be there watching their kids play.
Yeah.
And,
no.
and sometimes they'd get really offended, or a comic
Random
would
cheering.
pick on them, and there like fights broke out. And
Did you know? I have just a personal question. Did you know when you started that you could like do the same set every time, or did you think you had to change it every time?
Wow, I didn't really think about it. I think I did know because I'd hang out at this club, Stand Up Scottsdale, which also isn't around anymore. I might be a kiss of death. But I hung out there, and I remember seeing this comic go up and do like all this crowd work, and I like couldn't believe. I was like, how's he making all this up? And then I saw him the next night, and he was
the same
doing
thing.
like all the same jokes, but he made it seem so organic.
Yeah.
So I was like, oh wow, okay. And so you just kind of, I think I
Yeah.
just absorbed what other people were doing.
I didn't know that you could do the same jokes.
That's so funny.
And I got my first, I don't know, like every show in New York, I had a new set, and half the time it would bomb. And then a comic one time came up to me and was like, honey, you can do the jokes that work.
Yeah. It's so important too for young comics. I feel like don't even necessarily worry about the writing so much. Like just get on stage.
Yeah.
If you have like stage fright or like there's a lot of things you
Yeah.
can work on when you're starting out.
Do you remember one of your early jokes?
Oh, yeah, let's hear it.
Well, the first joke I ever told that like got a laugh that I was like, whoa, what's going on?
Yeah.
It was I said, I know I look like I'm 12, but I fuck like I'm 16. And the crowd laughed so hard, and I was kind of like scared at how hard they laughed. It was like the
That's
first time I got a pop.
feeling. Yeah.
And I couldn't follow.
But the first, that was it.
That was the closing
That's my
joke.
time.
I
Yep,
opened
man,
with
that's that.
But then I said it for years
Oh, yeah.
because I was like, it's
It
my
works.
joke.
Yep.
Yeah. Well,
If
the
it works,
first
it
time you
works.
did it, you must have done well in order to keep going back.
That joke got a big pop. And
That
then-
was your first time doing stand-up?
No.
Oh.
My first time, nobody could even hear me because the mic was so low.
Oh.
And I didn't even know no one could hear me. I was just like, I did one joke where I had a guitar and I held it the whole time, and then at the very end I was like, oh, I just brought this to look cool.
Wait.
Oh, I love it.
Because sometimes I like bring my guitar and I run out of time. And it's not even on purpose. I'm just like, I just had a guitar on here and I didn't use it. And people have been like, you should just use that as a joke. But that's been
Little
done.
did they know.
Your first
Well, I'm not
done.
doing that anymore.
No, I've never done
Now
it.
do you
I've
keep a
I can't
trumpet?
believe I brought the guitar for that joke. I don't need that. I will be okay without that one.
I'm going to steal that.
Please.
Now that's mine. Can't believe I brought the guitar for that joke.
Yeah, I was like lugging it around. But the trumpet, I try to not talk about it for a few minutes, so if or more, because I think it's funny to just have it on stage.
Yeah. Well, I've never, like, I know in Kill Tony you have it, but I haven't seen you in like not that we've done very many shows together, but I haven't seen you bring the trumpet.
So I brought it around before the pandemic a little bit, and then when I got back, I was just kind of like, I had this whole hang up about doing stand up. There's something kind of romantic about it, just being the person in the microphone.
Mm-hmm.
And so I was like, I don't know if I want to bring the trumpet. I feel like it's a gimmick, but the more and more I kind of fought it, I ended up, no, that's me. I need to do it. But
Yeah.
I focused on my joke writing for so long that I think I became like I needed to like go that way.
Yeah.
And then bring it back together.
Yeah.
But it's kind of like we were talking about following the greats and like I don't see anybody like me, so it doesn't
It's
feel
hard
right.
to-
But
Yeah.
now I'm walking my own path. And
Well, because there are quite a few guitar comics, and
not
think-
like you though.
No one's like Chase.
not like me.
You're an original.
I can't play guitar, by the way.
Yes, you
I
can.
play
I
a
heard it.
few chords.
Oh, you can play.
And anytime I bring the guitar, and like I just did the show in Las Vegas, and it was like a theater, and I had the guitar, and I was like, we don't need a microphone for this. Like, I don't want them to hear
Dude,
the
I, like,
guitar.
same with the trumpet.
the guy like comes out with the mic and sets it up.
We don't need people to hear the guitar. But anyways,
When did you start?
You're one of the
Yeah.
few trumpet
I've never seen it.
comedians.
You know, it's funny because I went on the road with Pauly Shore, and he told me that his dad played trumpet in his act.
No
Really?
way.
And I was like, that's so crazy the way the universe brings people together, because never in a million years would I have thought, oh, I'm going to be on the road with Pauly Shore.
No.
So random.
That's so
And then-
cool.
And he's been a great mentor, but yeah, the fact that Sammy Shore played trumpet when he's like opening for Elvis and shit.
Oh
my
my
God.
gosh.
And so he says he has tapes of it somewhere, but I've never seen it, but I can't wait to see that. And
That's
then
amazing.
I've just seen like bits here and there of people like doing it on late night or like, little jokes, but
I
I've never
haven't even seen
seen
that.
someone like really incorporate it. But I know it's like it has an effect. Like I've always wanted to, if I can leave this life, like just adding to stand-up comedy. Oh, I'm getting played off. It's like the Oscars.
Yikes. Okay, she's going on a little too long about
And thank you,
this.
Jesus. But I
Go on,
don't
if you can leave this life.
like just adding to the art of stand-up comedy in some way, or continuing it. It'll be good. And I've heard other comics talk about that they play an instrument and it's cool to see how I've incorporated it. And
Yeah.
I don't know.
Absolutely. How did then you were in Arizona? How did you then get to LA? doing
Arizona
this?
Film School started the sketch team or improv team. You're doing open mics, and now you moved to LA. How did this happen?
Greyhound.
Okay.
Took the
No,
Greyhound.
Took the
actually,
bus.
I did drive actually, and then but I done. Yeah,
No, we were asking.
it was from car.
Okay.
Okay, from a car. She got here by car.
And why did you decide to take that ride?
Because it fit all my junk. I packed up all my shit, and then, but I had since right before I left, I joined another group.
You barely touched your margarita.
I'm sorry.
Look at me. You're doing good. Okay.
Yeah, I joined this other group called Literally the Worst Show Ever, and it was awesome. And it was like the first show I got paid. You know,
Cool. Wait, what type of show is it?
sketch comedy.
Okay.
But it was just funny because you do so many shows where people just don't pay you, and you're like,
Oh,
okay, thanks
when-
for the experience.
Even now, I don't expect to get paid.
You should.
People
It's
tell me
time.
that. People
You
tell me I
should.
should.
Yes.
Yeah.
But I don't expect it because for 10 years, it'd be like, here's $5.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
like you got to find your manage your expectations. So certain shows, like
Yeah.
Christina's paying you. I'm sure.
Christina's very nice.
And
yes.
yeah, it's not like you're expected, but you pretty much know a show like that, you're gonna get paid. But then I know what you mean though. If I go do like a show in LA and then they give me $40, I'm like, what?
I did a show where I got $200, which is, I thought that was
Yeah.
good.
Yeah.
And then I found out everyone else was getting $2,000 to $5,000.
Yeah.
It was a corporate show, and I didn't ask for enough.
Cricket. Everyone's in shock.
Clip that.
Yep. Everyone's in shock.
So
Dude,
I
that
have to work
sucks.
on getting paid
Yes.
for my craft.
But it's very excited you got to get paid to do sketch comedy.
Yeah, because it was the first time I was like, oh, this could be a real thing. And then, I was like starting to, actually I went out to do Kill Tony and I got pulled out of the bucket first and it was like a really positive experience.
Well, okay, talk about this because
It's funny Pat Reagan played because he was my friend at a festival. And so that's how I found out about Kill Tony.
Okay.
And then,
And
yeah.
what is Kill Tony for people that haven't
London's not
heard
in
of
the
it
comedy
before?
world.
Kill Tony is a podcast that people get pulled out of a bucket and do 1 minute of comedy, and then they get interviewed by a panel of established comedians.
I love it.
So to me, that's my biggest nightmare of all time. That's never called to me. That sounds so scary.
It's only a minute.
I know. Doing 1 minute of comedy is very hard to get
You
a
gotta
joke
talk fast.
in a minute.
Yeah, and it gets your
You have
writing
to
good
be
though.
really good. So, and
Your
then
16 joke, I bet, kills on that one.
I
It's quick.
opened with
Yeah.
that. Yeah.
So, okay, you hear about Kill Tony, and just like for anyone listening that doesn't know, Kill Tony is some people's like dream to get on. It is
Yeah,
it's
it
a
was my dream. It's kind of like it's
a
funny now. But
huge deal to get onto Kill Tony, and you just signed up and were first picked out of the hat.
talk about big magic. So it was Halloween 2016. I was dressed as a magician, Magic Johnson.
Love it.
Got pulled first.
Magic Johnson.
Yeah.
I get it.
How many names are in that bucket?
Oh, there was probably at that time like 100
People
Oh my
go
gosh.
week
Now
after week after week.
Yeah.
Don't get called up. Like
Yeah.
to get pulled out of the hat, that is big magic. Magic
And
Johnson.
I felt like I was in a dream when I was on stage. I've had few moments like this. The other time was in San Jose Improv backstage, where it just
what?
feels surreal.
I'm doing the San Jose Improv next Sunday.
It's a beautiful
oh wait,
theater.
it already passed. This is on Thursday. Okay.
How
never
was
mind.
it?
It was really good.
Oh, great.
It went really well, and it did feel like
Was
big
it a
magic.
dream?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, wait. It was that like one of your big first improv shows? You were backstage of San Jose Improv,
Yeah, one of the first ones.
and it just felt like magic.
Yeah, it was just there was something like I think it's a presence of like greats that had been there before.
Yeah.
It's like I can feel it like all time is just like in one moment, and you can just kind of feel all these energies at the same time. And the Comedy Store is also like that.
Yeah. Were you nervous going up for Magic Johnson at Kill Tony, or were you so excited?
I was both. I think nerves and excitement are kind of the same thing. It's just how you frame it.
Yeah.
But I was very well prepared because I had been just working on my minute before I even thought about going out there. I was like, what
Been
would I
working
do
on
in
my
a-
minute.
Yeah. It was a tight minute.
Yeah, I was like, what would I do in 60 seconds? I'd been like thinking about it for a long time.
But I really do want to commend you because doing 1 minute of jokes is really hard, and Kill Tony performers make it look really easy, and it's so hard. So
it's a
that's
different
amazing.
style. You got to kind of, but it got my writing better over the years because
Yeah.
it's like your laughs per minute. Like
Yep.
you know.
Like every few seconds, you need a laugh.
Yeah.
60 laughs per minute.
Well, no, that's one joke per second.
Right. Okay. So what? Five jokes per minute.
I've heard you need a laugh every 12 seconds, but
Yeah.
what? Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, if you got 6 jokes in a minute, that's great. Or 6
Yeah.
laughs.
Yeah.
You know.
They'd
Yeah.
be playing me off before I get on. It's not.
No, tell
happening.
your joke.
No.
London,
yeah.
London has a good joke that I've used before.
It's not
Say
a
it.
minute.
We'll say it.
Hi, everyone. Today I'm going to do some dark comedy. If you wouldn't mind just turning the lights down. Yep. There we go. All the way off. Thank you. And then I leave.
Oh, I love that.
well, no, then you have to say a joke in the dark.
Okay.
I don't
well,
think you
I
just
haven't
leave.
gotten that far.
That's,
And then
that's
you're
what
like-
she's written.
9/11, right? Go like super dark.
There it is. There it is.
Oh, perfect. Okay.
I've done that. I've taken her joke and used it at shows before.
0 laughs per
No,
minute.
you get to laugh.
Okay. Well.
You just got to hear really dark after it gets dark.
Yep.
Yeah, people like the no all the way down.
Yeah.
Keep it going.
You're like,
They
I
love
think Bill
them.
Cosby is innocent.
Oh, that's
So yeah,
great.
you could do. I would pay you to do Kill Tony.
Yeah, I'll match you. Whatever you
Right?
put down. Yeah.
Oh
Okay.
my word! Well,
Oh my gosh, how
if
much
there were
do you
a-
want to do Kill Tony?
well, if there were 100 people in the bucket in 2016,
There's
now
a lot.
it's got to be a lot.
Yeah, it's a
it's a
So,
lot. You wait in an alley.
Yeah. Oh, you waited in an alley?
No, they moved it. They used to wait in an
Not
alley.
anymore.
No, because the city was like, we can't keep doing this.
Oh, okay. The city got involved.
For real.
I've truly have never had a desire to do Kill Tony. It scares me so much.
Well, you keep going the rate you're at, you'll just be on a panel.
Ooh.
I'd prefer that.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I'd
there you
prefer
go.
to give notes.
It's a
than be
different
the-
style than everyone, too. It's not like it's for everyone. Like,
Yeah.
not every comic needs
Yeah.
to do Kill Tony.
But it
Right.
was for you.
It's
Yeah.
a great
Yeah.
start for a lot of comics, and being in that circle, which you got in, is huge.
Yeah.
So that's so cool that like you got up, you were nervous / excited, you did your can you tell us what your Magic Johnson jokes were?
Well, it's just my stand-up. I just...
Oh, you
that's-
just-
It was just the costume.
It was just the costume.
Yeah.
Okay.
But it was
and-
kind of magical because he asks this question almost every time if you have any special skills. And I said I play trumpet. And you fast forward like 5 years later and I'm official band member. So it's
When
like,
you said
so
I played
amazing.
It's pretty
trumpet, did you have the trumpet with you?
Mm-mm.
And you just told them.
No, I told this story on Jeremiah's podcast, but one day Tony was like, bring the trumpet. And I go, okay. So I thought next week, like, I'd be called up. And so at the end of the show, he's like, okay, guys, we have a very special thing about to happen. And I have my trumpet, and I'm like, I'm opening the case. And I'm like, this might be it.
Yeah.
And then he goes, all right, bring out Jeremiah. We have a professional waxer here, and he's going to get his balls waxed.
Oh,
And then the whole crowd goes crazy, and I'm in the back of the main room, like closing my trumpet case. This was before I joined the band.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Like,
And then
here I
everybody-
go.
I mean, I was like, I can't believe he's bringing me up like this. Like, I wasn't like completely delusional, but then I was like, maybe. I mean, he told me to bring the trumpet, so I was like,
and you were,
and then they wheeled Jeremiah out. They wheeled him out on like or he was like on a table, and they had like a sheet so the audience couldn't like see it, but this waxer came out.
Well, didn't Joe
my gosh.
Joe Rogan like said a comment that performance and was like, no one's ever made me laugh like that.
About Jeremiah.
Yeah. It's on his bio.
Wow. Big moment.
My brother Jeremiah.
Big magic, big moment.
Yeah.
So how many times did you get up on Kill Tony before they asked you to be in the band?
And do you think it's rigged? Because
I don't know. I really don't know because if it is rigged, they do a really good job of hiding it. And I'm so close in the scenes. Like, for real, I felt like it was rigged for a while, but I've seen people get called out of there organically, and there is like a magic to it.
Mm-hmm. When I did the moth, the moth,
the storytelling?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
we went a few times and
over
like,
and over and over, and the same people
kept
kept getting
getting
called up, and they were like friends of the show, and we're like, this is so rigged.
that's the only reason I asked the question. I do not doubt.
But like,
the
we don't know if it was rigged or
legitimacy
not.
of-
I don't think it is rigged because
I don't either.
especially now because he has like 3 regulars and he has golden ticket winners. So if there are people he wants back, they
can come back.
He's pretty upfront about like you can come back whenever you want.
Right.
So how many times then did you get pulled magically?
I don't know, but it was probably around or close to 10 times.
Oh my god!
And you had to have a new
over
minute
like
every
a few
time.
years. Yeah, 10 minutes.
You have to have a new minute.
New minute every time.
But like, sometimes 1 minute isn't even a full joke. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I know what
Like
you're
you
saying.
can like I'm thinking like what joke to, if I wanted to tell the story about a date I went on, it's not a minute. It's gonna be longer. So like, anyways, that's all I'm saying. It's very impressive.
Yeah. So how do you then get inspired to write these like quick jokes like that?
Well, just for stand-up. So that was like, okay, I was kind of using them, what's the word, like, symbiotically. Is that right?
Sure.
Sounds
Sounds
fancy.
right.
but I don't know really.
Is that a type of weed?
That's a tequila. It's a sativa. But like, I would, to get my minute, if I were to perform on Kill Tony, I'd be working hard at the open mics. And so, but through Kill Tony, it was making my stand-up better because my writing was getting better. So it just kind of worked together to like make me a better performer.
Okay,
overall.
I have a follow-up. Okay, you're getting paid for the sketch group you're in, but how are you supporting yourself during this time of inspiration and writing and getting up on Kill Tony?
So I had this personal assistant job, and the guy was so nice, and he let me like transfer over to online work, remote work, but it didn't really pan out because it didn't work remotely.
Mm-hmm.
So I did audience work where I just clapped in an audience.
Oh,
What?
It was not fun.
No?
What? You'd be there for like 4 hours, and I'm not kidding, they'd give you $25 cash after. And sometimes you'd get
that
there.
doesn't seem like good money.
No, it was like I didn't know what to do, and so I was like, my grandfather sadly passed away, and he left me $1,000, and I was like,
Which still isn't very much.
well, in my head I was like, I'm gonna be fine.
yeah.
But it went like that.
Right.
He left me $1,000.
I couldn't believe it.
So
that's
sweet.
Well,
Yeah.
that's I couldn't believe it. Big
I
magic.
never had
magic, big
$1,000.
magic.
But isn't rent like $1,000 a month?
It was $800 a month.
Okay.
So
it
went to
gave
your
you a
rent
month.
But I had this other job. But then when I lost that job, I was like, oh, what am I gonna do? And so I was like doing this like supplemental income. You know, I'm not a good worker, and I was like, I didn't know what to do. So I did this audience thing, and it was
You
it was
just Googled.
There were times where I'd
Easy
go
money.
pay $5 to park, which was like
Yeah.
I didn't have, but I was like, I'll make the $25, and I'd get there and be like, we're full, and I'll be like, fuck, and so I didn't know what to do. But then a friend of mine from film school reached out to me. I woke up so depressed because also when you move to a big city, there a lot of people get really depressed because they've just left their home, their family, they're starting this dream, it's not panning out, and so I was like in a really low
Oh,
point.
that's true. I got depressed in New York.
yeah, you did.
Yeah.
I've heard that from so many people, but you just have to like power through. And I woke up one day, and my buddy Sam Travie sent me a message on Instagram. I met him in film school, Fighting Artichokes, and he said, "Do you want to work on the Late Late Show with James Corden?"
What?
And
Well, there we go.
I said, sure.
Big magic.
And he goes, do you know how to drive a 15-passenger van? And I said, yes. And then I YouTubed 15-passenger van. And I was like, yeah, I could drive that because I've been
You
driving.
drove all the way from Arizona.
yeah, you got it.
But I actually love to drive, and my dad taught me how to drive when I was 13, so I did feel confident. And
It's
I
young.
watched all these safety videos, and we did carpool karaoke, so I drove like 10 miles an hour.
Oh wait,
in the
you were
caravan.
driving. You filmed.
I mean, you drove.
You
I
drove.
drove. I was behind James Corden and the guest in the 50. You can see it in some of the videos. But I was driving, and I was with like all the producers and their entourage, and
What a cool job. Okay, we're looking you up.
And I hear that you get paid pretty well to drive cars for
driving
TV.
cars is
production
great for TV.
assistant works like $200 a day.
Oh, you were a
It's great.
PA.
Yeah.
Because same. That's what I did for many years.
How
But,
many years did you do it for?
But PA.
Probably 5 or 6 years.
Oh
And then
my
over the
gosh.
lockdown, I decided not to take any more work because I wanted to really try with stand up. And
Yeah.
so I started turning stuff down.
over the pandemic.
Yeah, when they were like starting to like come back.
Oh, okay. I was gonna say that's a bold move to be like, if everything's shut down, I'm really gonna go for it.
What's your personal favorite carpool karaoke?
Oh, man. They all kind of blur together, to be honest, because we don't get to like interact with the
Yeah.
stars.
Remember when it kind of like everyone was like, "It's fake. He's not really driving," and it went viral that he was getting pulled.
No, I don't. Was
No,
he getting
drives,
pulled?
He drives.
I know,
Oh.
but there were some shots of him getting pulled, and then it went viral that like it's not real.
I think I did the Ariana Grande one. If you see that, you might. I don't know if you could even see me, but I was in a sketch with Paul McCartney.
Oh.
How'd that go?
Did you
was-
play the trumpet?
I played Women Who Walks to Printer.
That's so
Wow.
exciting.
You can see me. I got my glasses that are on my head.
Oh
Wow.
my gosh.
My hair is really big and frizzy.
What your story is showing us is like you decided early on that stand up is what you wanted to do, and the universe kind of just like guided you as you like went for it. And that's kind of another thing we've been learning in these books is like
Have you heard
book
it's
club.
big magic?
Big magic.
Yeah.
I love it. I can't wait to read it.
The universe kind of conspires in your favor to help you when you're like going for it and showing up and doing the work.
I love that.
And
Yeah, I feel like it.
oh, we're seeing. Okay, here's your girl that walks into printer sketch.
It's like
yeah, I'm excited.
the sketch is in the Late Late Show office.
Can I
It
ask?
might be at the end of this. I don't know.
Because also James Corden kind of is controversial these days about people were upset.
I guess he was always so nice to me. Somebody
was
called
nice
me
to
and
you.
was like, "What do you feel about James Corden?" I'm like, "Who is
They
this?"
called you?
Yeah, and I'm like, "How did you even find who
Oh,
I
it was like in one of the articles.
They like checked the
Yeah.
credits and found
Oh
me
my gosh.
as a production assistant. So they were, if they were calling me, they were calling like
Yeah.
everybody.
yeah, and you're like
They're digging
what?
deep to get some dirt.
But I held like cue cards for him. I think it's a separate sketch on its own. Maybe like Paul McCartney, James Corden office or something.
That's so, cool.
you never
though.
had you. He was always lovely to you.
Yeah, I held like cue cards for him, and he'd always be like, "Thank you," and
Aw.
like but people don't understand how much he does. Like, I don't know what people claim he did if he was like an asshole, but he just like he works so much.
I mean that's
and-
like what's going on with Jimmy Fallon right now. People being like he's mean.
yeah, he's
and
like and drunk.
They do a lot. They do a lot of work.
Yeah.
Although, can I just say, I mean, I don't want to get on Jimmy's bad side.
No.
But I've been to like the Jimmy Kimmel taping, the Conan taping, the Seth Meyers taping, Fallon.
Were you paid to clap?
No, I just
Just
I
went
should
for
have been.
fun.
I didn't know that I could be.
She paid.
I paid. But all the hosts, no matter what, made an effort to like say thank you for being here. Jimmy Fallon was the only host that didn't even look at the audience, wouldn't even acknowledge our existence. So that's my experience. Okay.
All right. We have a clip of Paul McCartney in the office.
Yeah, there's like not the scene.
Paul McCartney's
I
been
met
on
him,
the show
too.
a few times.
Oh, this show?
He's been on
This
the show.
one?
Oh my
Yeah.
God.
He's been on the show a few
Yeah.
times. It's a big deal.
We've met him as well.
That's crazy. I didn't know it.
Oh, could you imagine?
He was incredible to me. I was doing lockups where you make sure nobody walks.
I've done many lockups.
Yes.
Don't want any bogeys.
But they all put me on this side because they thought he was going to walk up the other side. So they're like, you go stand over there. And he walked up that side. And I was just standing there. And he's like, hey, nice to meet you. And
Oh, that's
shook
awesome.
his hand. Maybe we passed it.
Maybe we
Such
passed
a
it.
legend.
Yeah, it comes up right after this.
Oh, okay.
Did they rehearse? Did you have to rehearse a few times your part, or?
We blocked it a couple of times before he got there so we could just knock it out. They only have a few hours.
Here we
to
go.
do it. Oh, yeah. I think I'm in the back behind him.
Okay.
I'm like, am I in this?
Memories, history, I've got chills just remembering some of the great times, great times. I remember.
Oh, wait.
I remember that time I said to
There we go.
There she is. Girl at printer.
Co-starring with Paul McCartney.
Look, you
Wow,
and Paul in the same
look at
shot.
you. Oh, you look great.
You look
Really,
great. Love your
really
hair.
nice work.
Haggard.
White shirt.
Oh
Love
my
this.
gosh! So obviously this kicked off your career.
Oh, yeah,
we
yeah,
can
yeah.
get rid of the rest of the interview.
I mean,
this
just
is
put it
what
on
did
your
it.
resume.
Yeah, this is
Wow.
well done.
If you're not watching,
You gotta look it up.
you should be.
A great performance, I think.
Oh my god!
Look at it. It looks so real.
I believe
It
you.
does.
Right now, what I'm seeing is believable.
Yeah, they're
And guess what?
handing it
I
off to
bet-
somebody.
I bet you weren't even printing anything. But I wouldn't know.
Yeah, method.
Yeah.
That
Wow.
is really nice. Was it hard to leave James Corden?
No.
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 The PA work, like I PA'd for so many companies, and that was one of the most fun because so we were on the field team, which was all the sketches, which was
Very
awesome to
fun.
just see like all these famous people do comedy sketches, and we were just there all day. But it was still a lot of work, like 5 a.m.
it's-
to 10
Yep.
p.m. midnight.
I was about to say it because I was PAing on Curb Your Enthusiasm for 3 years.
Oh, nice.
And I was also doing stand-up, so I would work at like first in 5 a.m., leave at 11 p.m., go to a stand-up show, and then have work again the next morning. It's like
I can't believe we did stuff like that.
I
it's like-
can't believe it
It's
either.
like get a job at a coffee shop. Like why was I PAing those hours and trying to do stand-up?
But you're close. You're like,
Yeah, but
right,
you're
it's
so
close.
close.
Yeah.
They did. I did end up on Curb Your Enthusiasm. They cut me out. I was in 3 scenes and they cut me out of every scene.
You've been on it in the elevator with him,
I had a whole scene there and they
Yeah.
cut it out.
but you see half your
You
face.
see half my face.
She did. She did great.
Episode 1 of last season. But now that I am going to be in episode 1 of this new season.
Fingers crossed.
The director has promised I'm not cut out.
Oh,
but I
man.
think they feel bad because they cut me out of 3 scenes last season.
Oh my god.
Oh.
Yeah,
So-
when you do the PA work, sometimes they'll throw you in.
They
which is
throw
fun.
you
Which is
in.
so cool.
And also, when you get on a big set like that, it's not the first time you've been there.
Right.
I feel like there's so much valuable information, and you know how you were treated, so you know how you want to treat people.
Yeah. Well, especially like in Green, because I was the PA that was in charge of the cast. So like I would have to go into their trailers and be like, what do you need? Let me get you coffee. And I now when I'm in a green room and the waiter's like, what do you need? What can I get you? I'm like, nothing. Don't get me a thing. Like I'm so easy with them. I know what they're doing.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you're
I
right.
treat them like shit.
You can't treat Paul McCartney like shit.
No,
when
no,
you're
when
oh
she's
right,
the
right,
star.
right. When you're the star.
Not Paul McCartney.
Okay,
What did
okay.
That's how famous I got. Paul
Yeah.
McCartney's getting me coffee. I'm like, don't look at me in the eye.
Yeah. That's like a lot, but I'm like, I don't want to, I'm so scared of getting canceled by these celebrities, but there was a celebrity we weren't allowed to look in the eye.
Wow.
Like, what? We couldn't look them in the eye?
I've heard of that too.
It's so,
Maybe they had like a big pimple or something.
Maybe. You guys get ready though, because you're on your way up, and one day you're gonna be writing "Don't look me in the eye," and you'll understand.
please.
You'll understand.
I'm gonna be like, look at me in the eye.
No blinking, full eye
me in the eye.
contact the whole time.
Everybody.
okay, so okay, you're PAing. That's how you're supporting yourself.
But COVID hits.
You got the $1,000, big win,
Yeah.
and you're doing Kill Tony. You're really getting your set in order. And so how do you get asked to be in the band of Kill Tony? Because I feel like that was a huge stepping stone.
Yeah, that was right before the lockdown, and I was working on Crosswalk the Musical on Late Late Show.
What?
It was
Wow.
Will Smith.
My favorite.
Yeah. I mean, you would be great in that. It was Will Smith was doing Aladdin, and so it
Oh,
was
I've
like
seen it.
pyrotechnics, and like it was crazy. And I got there at like 3 a.m. and it was probably 10 a.m. and I got a text from Joel Jimenez who was
Yeah.
like, "Hey, do you want to fill in for Jeremiah in the band tonight?" And this was months. I stopped signing up for a while because I was just like, okay,
Busy.
yeah, I'm gonna just focus on my stand up elsewhere and get really good. And then I got that text, and I never even imagined that I could be in the band, which is now like
Wow.
a full time position.
Wow.
We're on stage the whole time. So it's like, this is great. So I asked my bosses, Stu and Michelle at the time, who were awesome, like, hey, I just got this opportunity. They're like, yeah, go. We have enough people here. Like, they're really supportive like that.
Wow.
They've been to my comedy shows and everything. So they're like, yeah, go do it. So I left a little early because I had to go get a costume for the band. We were like runners.
Yeah.
I don't know. But
I love it. Yeah, every week is like a different theme.
yeah, and I joined that. I'm really lucky that we got to perform like over the pandemic.
but they just
and
needed a replacement, and then you were that good that they were like, stay. We're kicking the other guy out.
I was that good where
Oh,
they were
wait,
like,
it was Jeremiah you were
Yeah.
replaced. Never mind. How did that happen?
I was good enough to where they were like, okay, she should keep filling in for him when he's gone.
Got
but
it.
then they were like, maybe she could just be there when he's there, and then they officially added me.
Got
so
it.
it took some time.
Yeah.
Got
but,
it. But you had to show up, which is scary.
Yeah.
And
But fun. And
fun. Like, I think, though, I think it is scary, though. Some people would have said, oh, you know what? I'm working. Like, I don't know. It's just like you're saying yes to these
No way.
opportunities and you're doing it.
And I love that it combines comedy and trumpet in one. Like,
Yeah.
who would have ever thought when you started out that there would be like this perfect
I
fit of both
know.
of your skills
Yeah.
together, like
Crazy.
yeah, it was
truly meant to be.
a real dream. And then it just keeps going because then we played over the pandemic. They moved to Austin, and I stayed back and then got a job at the Comedy Store, and that's where I met
A
Bob.
door guy? Mm-hmm. Really? I didn't
Oh, yeah.
know that.
Yeah, I became
Oh.
a door guy.
A door guy. But it was just a really big deal because door guys, I'm speaking
You can get up
to
on
the-
stage, right?
Yes.
If you're
And you kind of get like
You have to audition
filtered
to work
in.
there. That's the interview. It's like a show. They
like
watch.
an NBC page.
Yes.
Oh, they audition to work.
It's
there?
no,
very
but it's so
competitive.
competitive.
Oh,
yeah.
yeah. And like I think how like pages they like have pride in the uniform.
Yes.
Like
Yeah.
it's like when I got that shirt, it felt really cool to be part of something.
Yeah.
And that's where I met Bobby Lee and Andrew Santino, and Bobby was like, come do my podcast, Bad Friends. And that was a dream, and now we're on tour, and Andrew and Bobby were like, bring the trumpet. So now at the end of our show, we all go on stage, and I'm now playing trumpet with
So
them.
when you say we're
Oh.
on tour, like, is it what is your role on that tour?
Well, so we all do stand up. It's the Bad Friends tour, which is Bobby and Andrew, but they've added me as like a third mic.
Wow.
So it's not my tour, but I'm like their opener. But I open the shows and then they do stand up.
and
then,
everyone knows you're gonna be there. Like you're part of the show.
yeah, a lot of people are happy I'm there. Not everyone, but most people.
Not everyone.
I'm sure there's a few who are like, this sucks. Yeah, but then we all go on stage together, like the podcast, and we
Yeah.
we play
So
around,
fun.
and it's really fun. And I bring the trumpet there, and now I've just been bringing it into my stand up, and yeah, it's been cool.
That's
And
incredible.
Truly, you went from barista in high school, dropping out of college, to like literally just following your passion and the universe like opening every door it could for you until you were like in this perfect position. And you're 33.
How'd you know that?
I don't know.
'Cause
Trace is good
I'm
with ages.
32. We're a year apart. I remember. Like you're literally Taylor Swift's age. Drink.
Oh, yeah. Anytime Chase says Taylor Swift.
I was also going to say, are those bracelets from the Taylor Swift concert?
No, my fan. So
Drink again.
three different fans made these, and I don't know who made them because on the
They
tour
must
there's
be
like
Swifties.
thousands of people, and so they just drop them off to like the production or
Wow,
the security.
yeah.
But I really like them, and I didn't know Taylor Swift did that, and everyone kept asking me if I went to her concert. I was like, why do people keep asking me that?
First thing I thought was she's a Swiftie. But
I wear them with pride, though. I love that someone made them. I think they're cool.
It's so
they're so
cool.
cute. But basically, I bring that up because you're so young, and like this is, I know it's been like it's been like half your life working towards this, but like it's about to just explode because you're now at like the position to just like.
I want to just keep cooking,
Just keep cooking.
I don't want to explode.
Oh, okay.
Keep cooking.
Okay, just keep cooking.
Yeah, we'll just cook. Yeah,
Cooking the hash.
We'll be cooking.
Yeah.
What is it, meth? I feel like
not
in
only
Breaking
not
Bad,
everyone.
they cooked drugs.
They cooked.
They
meth.
cooked meth in Breaking Bad, yes.
Now, I just want to point out, I have drank most of my margarita. London, you've done a little
I've
bit.
done pretty well.
Jetski might have a show tonight at the Comedy Store, so needs to be good. Needs to be a little safe.
I gotta walk my dog too.
Yeah.
1 p.m.
It's
We're
1 p.m.
crazy here.
We're crazy.
We're crazy.
I have my emotional support bear
Yep.
with me.
Yep. And
We get it here in this circle.
it's
Why?
so inspiring, though, talking to you and hearing your story. Is there anything that we didn't touch on that you feel like you want to share?
But, like,
or
how you? Yeah. Did we miss anything?
did we miss anything?
No, you guys got it all.
We got it. We got it.
I think more than enough information about our life. No,
It's
this
so
was really fun.
fascinating. I'm
Yeah,
glad you had fun.
Thank you so much. I'm just so happy to know you, be your friend. We'll have to make Austin work at the same time next time.
I know we have to do more shows together for sure.
Yeah, we have to.
You go do that minute.
Well, I don't. I want to be
She's
on the
past
panel.
the minute,
I want to
yeah.
be on the
Okay.
panel. I'm so scared. I don't
Aw.
even know. I've thought about what my minute would be, but
That's as far as you've gotten.
that's it. Okay, I've thought about it. Well, thank you so much. Can you plug one more time how people can find you?
JetskiJohnson.com, Spokane, Washington, October 26th, and Phoenix, Arizona, November 4th.
Are those with bad friends or just you?
Those are my headlining dates.
Will the trumpet be there?
Oh yeah, I don't.
Oh yeah!
Oh, yeah.
I'm gonna try to make it to Spokane.
Please, you can stay with
It's
me.
a few days before mine. But thank you so much for listening. If you enjoyed this episode, subscribe, like, share, comment, write a review if you liked it. And
next week we'll be back with our new book, the Twyla Tharp book. So
what's the name of it?
Twyla Tharp.
Twyla Tharp.
I forget the tagline.
We talked
but-
about it last episode. So
Yeah, so check in with that
it's
one
like
to know.
it's a creative book.
Creative habit, learn it.
There
and
it
use it for life.
is.
Woo!
Dang, you
All
guys were
Thank you
Right.
so much.
Thank
and can't wait to see you
you.
perform soon.
Oh, thank you. Bye
Bye. Bye. Bye.